Welcome back to Digibros, everybody. We went and got drinks. I got a full throttle. It's not good.
No,
it's not good at all.
It's like a horrible, bitter, melted Slurpee.
It's as faggy as its imagery suggests. It's an eagle. It's got some kind of eagle, and it's holding a wrench and like a fucking part of a motorcycle. I'm assuming.
Oh yeah.
Some kind of car wrench or something. It's very much like a Harley Davidson aesthetic.
So it's super gay.
Yeah, so it's faggy as shit.
Yeah, it's super faggy. I got a grapefruit Perrier because I'm an adult.
Perrier is disgusting.
Perriers are not disgusting.
It's
an acquired taste of
They're
an
like
adult.
San Pellegrinos without sugar, and so they're gross.
Well, not everything has to have sugar.
Yes, it does.
In Victor's world, it does, though. Well, Victor, it seems very appropriate that, because we just went to...
God, this thing is so fucking hard to control! Ah!
Jesus.
Okay. Continue.
Fuck, hang on. I'm resetting our timer because it was running the entire time we were going to the convenience store.
Nice. We went to 7-Eleven, guys.
Yeah. But anyway, speaking of convenience stores and 7-Elevens and the like,
God,
I want to talk...
Motherfucking damn it.
I want to talk about what I call the convenience store dilemma.
Oh, no.
And this is something that, I mean, I think it affects everybody, but maybe it affects people like me more than people like you. Mm-hmm. Because I find myself having to carefully contemplate which convenience store around us that I want to go to.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's a lot of options. There's a Wawa down the street, there's like 3 7-Elevens, all in about the same distance. Mm-hmm. But I have to stop and think, how harassed do I want to feel today? Because if I want to go to the Wawa, which sometimes has better drink options, like, you know, they have the canned coffees and stuff, but every time you go to the Wawa, there's always, like, 10 sleazy old dudes who are, like, intently staring at you and being super creepy, and it makes me uncomfortable. And that's not really how I want to start my day. So I have to wager, you know, do I want to put up with these creepy old men, or do I want to go somewhere that's going to have inferior drink choices? And then there's, you know, the other 7-Elevens where it's not necessarily creepy old dudes, but maybe the clientele is a little bit sketchy.
Yeah, I mean, we're not in the least sketchy area.
And then, you know, there's 2 7-Elevens around us that are normally fairly safe. Yeah. The pastel blue 7-Eleven, and then the 7-Eleven that we just went to. Mm. But the other day, I did go... Oh,
that's the one with the interesting lady.
Yeah, the one with the transgender lady where Treasure is always playing in the background when she's there. I'm telling you, every
Questionably she-male lady.
Every time Treasure is playing in the background. But
I already did this obstacle, right?
You did. Yeah. You already got that. That.
I don't remember doing it. That's right. I was just going back to get the stocking.
But normally the pastel blue 7-Eleven is fine. But I went there the other day to get gas, and I went in afterwards to get a drink. And like on my way walking inside, I hear from behind me, "Ma'am, ma'am, do you have a quarter? Ma'am, do you have a quarter? Ma'am, do you have a quarter? Ma'am, do you have a quarter?" And, like, out of my periphery, I see this guy on a bicycle, like, following behind me towards the store. And he's being so insistent and so loud that other bystanders who are outside the 7-Eleven are, like, turning and looking at him. And I'm just like, nope. And I just ignore and, like, run to the 7-Eleven, fast walk to the 7-Eleven as quickly as I can. It's just like, man, I just want to go to a fucking convenience store. I shouldn't have to weigh these options of how harassed do I want to be. Because, honestly, the only place that hasn't happened is the 7-Eleven with the questionably transgender person.
Yes.
And the worst thing that happens there is, like, the girl behind the counter looks moderately annoyed with me. But even that is so much more comfortable than dealing with people harassing you for money or creepy old men who are questionable in their intentions.
Yeah.
I'm like, I would so much rather just have this girl act like I'm putting her out than deal with any of that other shit.
The fucking gotta love the convenience store's employees who are just so offended that they have to do their job that you're just like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
But that is just so much easier to deal with than the alternatives.
Creepy people, yeah. Lots of bizarre people around here.
Yeah, you get a lot of interesting folks, that's for sure.
A lot of characters.
Again, not a horrible area, but definitely.
Yeah.
You gotta choose what kind of harassment you want to deal with.
Dude, the other day, I never realized in downtown Norfolk is pretty nice. Like, you generally think of it as being a nice place, but like, I didn't know until working on this film that there's like horrible projects right like within viewing distance of downtown Norfolk, and they're the worst projects in the entire city. And like, I never realized, like, there's the bus station right there. On the other side of the bus station is the horrible projects. And then, like, there's a gas station and McDonald's there that are hell on earth. It's like being in a Walmart, but, like, on Black Friday, and everyone is right there crammed in. There's... Because I stopped... I was going out of town to, like, go on a interstate ramp over there, but I needed to get... I think I just want to get a drink or something. I don't remember. It was a drink, or I had to use the bathroom really bad. And that was, like, the only option before the interstate was to go into what I thought to go into this gas station and go pee.
Yeah.
And so, like, I drive up, and there's no parking spaces in this gas station. There's only the spots where you get gas, and then people just kind of park along the curb.
Nice.
And it's like fucking slammed full of people. Like, both people driving and people who are just like walking around and going in there and stuff. And just like people playing loud music and everyone's hanging out. And then like I go in and there's no bathroom there. So I see a McDonald's down the street. And so I'm walking over to the McDonald's, and there's like, it's equally slammed. There's just people inside this McDonald's just like sitting around
Chilling,
on their phone and
out.
stuff. There's just people hanging out. Because it's like, people who are waiting for the bus probably just go into this McDonald's and sit around. There's just like all kinds of fucking weird ass looking people and shit, and I'm just like, this McDonald's is hell on earth. And then I'm like, oh, it's because it's next to this bus station and in the fucking horrible projects. It's interesting. Whoa.
Where in Norfolk is that?
It's right, you know where the Hampton Coliseum is?
Oh, yeah,
or
yeah.
Not the Hampton Coliseum, but the Scope or whatever.
Yeah, I knew what you meant.
Yeah, there's the Scope, and then, like, if you go down Brambleton away from downtown past the Scope, then like, just to the left, there's housing, and I never realized what it was, but it's like a fucking labyrinth of subsidized housing.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I know the place.
And like, there's all the cars are parked along the street because none of them have
there's
like
no parking spaces.
Yeah, there's no driveways or parking
wherever.
spaces or anything. Like, you have to park outside of the neighborhood along the busy streets.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, I know that place. Okay.
Well, I found out about it because we were driving around there with the camera car with 6 cameras on it. So we're trying to get footage of just, like, the projects, because the movie's kind of supposed to take place in that sort of setting.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I was wondering where the most ghetto part of Norfolk was. And it's interesting, because they are kind of, like, as far as ghettos go, it's a really nice-looking ghetto.
It's a nice
ghetto.
Like,
it's all green grass everywhere, and, like, the houses look pretty new, you know?
Yeah,
it's not like
they don't
old,
look like super
fucked up
run
ghetto.
down.
Like, the better houses around Norfolk, like our house, like, kind of look worse than these houses, because our house is super old, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, the nicer places kind of look worse, but that place is definitely the worst place. It's interesting. Oh no, he got leg armor.
Leg armor.
There's something I can do where, like, he hits me away and I can, like, D-hat and, like, flip around and not get blown back all the way that I saw the speedrunners doing.
Yes, because
attempting
the speedrunners tricks always works really well.
Pro strats.
Mhm.
Are you saying I'm not a speedrunner? I do like that there's multiple ways to attack this boss, though. It's really cool.
Yeah. That's
like, there's
certainly
different
a good idea.
techniques and ways to come at him.
Come at me, bro.
Anyway, that's my story about that. I don't know why
that's
I was on
my story about the ghetto.
convenience stores. Yeah. there's generally
I don't know if you feel the same way,
I hate getting approached outside of a convenience store. Like I try as hard as I can not to make eye contact with people.
You probably get approached for money more often,
yeah,
but I feel like
constantly.
I'm being stared at more often.
Constantly. And it's just people standing around. I'm like, I feel like you're not even you're here for like an hour. Like there's a difference between the people who are like pro level bums who will like be there all day. But sometimes I just feel like it's just some guy outside the convenience store who thinks he can get money off of a white dude, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's ridiculous. They see me and it's like it's some dude wearing like fairly nice clothes and he's holding his bike and he's just like, yo, can I get a quarter? I'm just like, you don't even like you're literally not even pretending to be homeless or anything. You're just asking me for fucking change for no reason. You could at least be some lady with a sob story. It's like, I need to get to the bus and I've got 7 kids and all this shit, and like at least they're fucking trying even though they're full of shit.
Yeah, at least they're putting on a farce. As opposed to just some guy who isn't normal.
I hate people who try to go up to your car when you're at a fucking stoplight.
Yeah.
And I just have to like, I have to act like they aren't human beings.
Yeah.
That's how I have to act to not get fucking approached. Because it's like, even, like, I am a guilty person. If I had money, I might give it to people half the time. But I get paid on fucking, I don't have cash. I have credit cards.
Yeah.
I never have cash or change to give these fucking people. It's like, this is 2017! Who the fuck has change to give you?
Yeah, unless you're one of those people that, like, goes through the toll booths on a regular basis, you probably don't have change.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Even the toll booths finally
they take credit
cards.
Now. Most of them do.
Motherfucker!
Harder than Dark Souls?
Possibly.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, there, like you said, there was that lady that used to hang out outside of the Wawa near my parents' house who had that sob story, and she was always dressed, you know, in really ratty clothes, and like she was always out there, so you knew she like actually was.
And that her story
homeless.
was a total lie because her kids can't need help getting on the bus every day.
But she was always out there looking for money, man.
Oh yeah, there's some real ass homeless people. There was a crazy lady who used to walk into the other Wawa, and like they'd always just kind of be like,
Here we go.
What's she gonna do today?
Essentially.
Crazy ass people.
Crazy fucking people.
Fuck.
But yeah, not really sure if that's better or worse than people who just stand out there and ask for money when they aren't even necessarily poor.
My favorite hobo ever is the guy who used to just hang out outside the Taco Bell by my parents' house.
Oh no.
And he was there just every day. All day. And he'd just be sitting there, sitting Indian style, reading a book. And like, that's all he would do. And he wouldn't even really beg. People would just give him stuff, you know?
Yeah.
He'd sit outside Taco Bell and people would just give him food. The police would come up and give him food and stuff. Like, I saw that several times. And he was just the chillest fucking hobo, you know?
He was just hanging out,
He wasn't making a big deal about it. He was just hanging out and he would just read books. I don't know if he was like, I think he would, I think I saw him going into, what's it called? Like the record / bookstore, AFK books. Yeah, he'd go into AFK and get books. And then he'd just sit there and read books all day. And he was like super fucking anorexic because he's an actual homeless man.
I haven't seen him in a while either.
And probably just because we haven't been around there, you know.
Yeah, and normally when we go over there, it's late.
And he would mostly be there in the summertime, and then he kind of disappear in the wintertime.
Yeah.
I'm guessing he just hibernates or some shit.
Yeah, like a bear. He hibernates.
That's my favorite homeless person of all time because he was chill about it.
Leave your favorite homeless person of all time in the comments section below.
My aunt always tells this story about how she won't refuse to give any homeless people money because there was one time where someone was out begging and then like she was going to McDonald's and she felt bad for them and so she like went to McDonald's and like ordered them like a full fucking combo.
Yeah.
And then like went out and gave it to them and then as she was driving away she saw them just throw it into a gutter.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, they're clearly fucking fake as shit.
Yeah, that's some bullshit though.
It's like you're not even gonna eat. Like that was free food. Like I don't care if you're a fake homeless person or not.
No,
like
that's free food, dude.
Give me a break. Text. Let me see what this text is.
It's definitely like one asshole ruining it for all the homeless people that actually do want free food. I'm parched.
Yeah, fuck him up, son. Oh! We did it. Now I gotta check this text because it's about work stuff.
Victor's got to check a text. We're gonna watch this guy explode. Woo! That's how you do it. Get fucked, buddy. So, I hope they're really and truly dead now. No, I know you fight them again on the moon, but... Ah. Clack, 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 clack.
Gotta make sure I'm getting paid. Wow, Hope got the moon. Yeah!
It was me. I got the moons.
Hope did it.
I'm good at video games. I'm a girl who can play video games.
It's pretty dope, boss.
It's pretty great.
Pretty great. Because you're at Bowser's Castle and you're like, man, is this going to be the last level? I don't know. And then it's like, oh shit, I gotta fight these guys! And they're in a robot!
They're in a robot.
And then it wasn't the last level. Which is great. It's a perfect, like, second to last level kind of thing where you're like, yeah, this is like the climax. Almost there. Shit's getting all epic and stuff. Boom! Alright, guys, we're gonna be able to go straight to the fucking dark side of the moon at the end of the game.
We did it. Did you?
And then I don't have to go waste much fucking time.
258.
Boom!
Got him.
Yeah. We completed it!
The Odyssey is complete.
It's a moon.
Wow.
Who would have thought that it would be a moon?
Holy shit.
Alright, boys. We're moving on. Moving on up to the moon. Finally got a piece of that poon.
Alright, I thought you were just gonna say moon again, so I wasn't ready.
Poon, dude. You can't. There's a time I actually got to say a rhyme.
I was gonna say, don't act like you don't rhyme the word with the same word sometimes.
Well, that's because there's not a better word, you know? If there's a better word, you use the better word. Anyway, you got another topic? What are we doing?
Yes,
What's going on?
I have more topics.
Thank you for saving me with topics.
Yeah, well... let's see. Victor, when you were a kid, you had a computer, right?
No.
No. When did you get a computer?
Well, our family had a computer.
Right.
Okay.
Did you ever use that computer?
I didn't really use a computer at all.
Okay.
I've explained this before. Well, we had a computer. I think I was like 5 or 6 when we had a computer. And then like Conrad was kind of getting into it. I didn't understand it at all. All I knew was Pokemon.com. And like we would pull up pictures of Pokemon and we would trace them, and that's all I knew the computer could do at that time was Pokemon.com. I don't know how I knew about it.
Machine.
And then like you're forced to use computers in school, but like I didn't even really connect that it was the same thing because the computers I used in elementary school for the most part were Macs. And the OS for Macs at that time was fucking incomprehensible.
Yeah, it was not.
I didn't even realize it was the same thing for the longest time. So I had no fucking idea how to use computers.
Okay. I was just curious because I was on Tumblr the other day and someone posted this screen cap from the game Jumpstart First Grade. Mm-hmm. And they...
Oh, you know what? Hold on. There was another thing I did on computers.
Yeah.
A little bit later. Maybe when it was 7 or 8 or something. But there was the Captain Crunch video game on computer. And the Magic School Bus game.
Okay,
those are the only 2 computer games I had, really. Yeah.
Okay. Because I saw the screen cap from Jumpstart First Grade. And then someone, like, described exactly what it was like to like experience this mini game where like basically you're filling a tray full of like it's teaching kids fractions and it's like you're filling a tray full of food for a kid and all the kids like want different stuff. You have to do like a half, a quarter, all that shit.
Great.
And like
fucking learning games.
The way they described it was so like in my brain I was like seeing it as I read the description. I was just like, oh my god. And I was like, do other people I just didn't think other people had this, like, experience of playing, like, Jumpstart First Grade, or another game that I played, which was Infinity City. And the other day, I was literally just waking up, laying in bed, and in my head, the theme song for Infinity City started playing, and I'm like, where did this come from? It's like this horrible old PC, again, it's like a kid's learning game.
God.
And, like, Infinity City is,
these games that you had, like, on your own and not in school?
Yeah. These are, like, games I had that I played at home.
I never had actual learning games at home, because those are fucking gay. It's stupid.
Well, when you're a kid, you don't have anything else. And I didn't have internet until I was in middle school, so... I literally had no other options than to... If I wanted to be on the computer, this was what I could do.
Yeah.
But in Infinity City...
I just didn't even know there was that much out there, you know?
Yeah, there totally was. And I mean, there was, like, putt-putt. Not putt-putt like golf, but, like, putt-putt is a car.
Learning golf, yes.
Putt-putt is a car, and it's also
putt-putt
a
is a
learning
car.
game. Putt-putt is a car!
Not like putt-putt golf.
It's like putt-putt goes to the zoo, and, like, all this shit. Infinity City was especially weird, though, because I don't remember ever playing any of the other games in the series, and it was just a game about, like, there was a black cab driver... There was a pig lady, there was a frog, there was a monkey.
Sounds weird as shit.
And, like, you played all these very
I like how it's, like, a bunch of animals and then a black guy.
And a black guy, yeah. I was like, and the black guy's a cab driver.
Christ, and he's a cab driver, yep. Nice. All the animals in New York City.
All the animals in New York City, yes. And you would play...
Oh, whoa, look at that.
Strange-ass games. And the frog had, like, this distinctive weird voice that, like, I was just... It just sticks in your brain, man. And I remember, the other thing I remembered, when I saw that screen cap from Jumpstart First Grade. So I loved Jumpstart First Grade because it had, like, a dog as the guy that would, like, guide you through all the games. So I loved it, because it was a dog.
Yes.
But I remember there was a game that you could play in there that I would avoid, like, at all costs. Because it was a baking game.
Oh, no.
Where, again, it dealt with fractions, and I guess fractions weren't my strongest suit as a child.
Afraid of fractions?
No. I wasn't afraid of fractions. I was afraid of what would happen if I fucked up the fractions. Because... in this game, if you put in the wrong percentage of, you know, each individual item and you didn't succeed in making the food you were supposed to make, then instead of making the food, you made the glop monster.
Nice.
And the glop monster was this big, brown, evil blob that came out of the machine and just went, roar, and then went away.
Jesus.
But I was terrified of this thing as a kid. I would avoid this game at all fucking costs.
Nice.
Because I was terrified of the glop monster.
The glop monster.
And I guess I wasn't good at fractions, so I ended up seeing glop monster quite a bit.
Not effective, game. You're not supposed to scare them out of learning.
I don't know what made them think that punishing you for not being good at fractions by exposing you to a terrifying brown shit monster was a good idea. But they did, and I saw a lot of that motherfucker, and it's still in my brain. Like the fucking glop monster. That visceral fear of the glop monster lives on in the back of my brain.
Good experience playing Frog Fractions 2 as a child.
No, the frog was from Infinity City.
Ah, okay.
The dog was from Jumpstart First Grade. I can't believe, like... I don't know. I guess I figured I was the only one that played these dumb learning games.
I had the Magic School Bus.
I didn't have the Magic School Bus. So,
I don't know where it came from, but it was a good game. That was a good learning game. You learn about like minerals and stuff. There's the fucking one where there's gold going down a waterfall and you got to run around with the tray and collect the gold. That one was good. That was a good game.
The only game I remember from Infinity City was the one with the frog, because literally it would just give you like a bunch of different shapes and you could just make whatever with the shapes. Oh, and there was another game that I remembered that it's you go to a hospital and then they give you like a sphygmometer and like other things and you can like weigh random items, but they would give you a Doberman that you could like do a physical on and take an x-ray of and like do the sphygmometer on it and stuff. And I was just like, I don't know, it just stuck in my brain as being one of those things that's just like, why do I remember this so vividly?
Because that's what jump-started your career.
I guess, is that I got to pretend to take a blood pressure on a Doberman when I was a child.
Nice.
In a video game on the computer, on an educational computer game.
That's fantastic. I think the thing with computer games for me as a kid is, like, by the time we had a computer, we had already had an N64 and shit, you know? So, like, What am I gonna want to play more? Am I gonna play the fucking shitty Captain Crunch like computer game that like computer games always looked like shit, they sounded like shit, they were super basic and there wasn't enough to do? Or you can go play fucking Zelda on an N64 and like have a really good time. Like why would I play computer games when you're fucking clicking around with the mouse and like learning and like reading shit?
Yeah, that's right, Victor didn't want to
Or
read.
you could go and play fucking Snowboard Kids on the N64 and have a fucking blast, you know? Like computer games sucked, and that was my impression of computer games until probably middle school.
Nice.
Or like I just thought they were like hokey bullshit and never took it seriously because I never had a real computer game.
To be fair,
and they were always way too confusing to like set up and stuff.
The learning games were kind of hokey bullshit, but
yeah,
I remember
they're
them
for like
vividly,
little
so.
kids, you know. They're to teach little kids fractions and learning. We had the Pico for that. That had some learning games, I think. The Pico, which we had like one Disney game for. That was just like a conglomerate of different Disney things that each had its own mini game. And that was like the first video games we ever had when I was like fucking 3 years old or something.
Oh,
the Pico
God,
was
you were
great.
really young.
Yeah. Then we didn't get the N64 until I was like 4 or 5. I think I actually might have been 4.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because our cousin Jared had the N64 and he had Diddy Kong Racing.
Diddy Kong Racing.
And we played it one time on like a holiday when he was over at our house and we thought it was great. And then he gave us his N64 that he had like punched and like it kind of cracked.
Nice.
He was super violent. Like Connor had told this story before, but he was super violent. Whoa, I didn't notice I could take over this Bowser statue before.
Oh shit.
Look at that.
Oh shit.
Look at that. How do I get up there?
Hey, that's a really
I didn't know I could do that. I gotta get it. I gotta get him.
I gotta get him.
How did I not
Can
notice
you,
that last
climb
time?
up on him?
Where there's a will, there's a way.
I mean, yeah, I don't disagree. I think you can probably get up there.
No way. No way.
Get him. Yeah!
What the fuck? Aw, gay!
Okay, well that was...
Wow!
That was less
They just
exciting.
cucked the fuck out of us! I was like, man, can I be a fucking stone Bowser? No.
Nope, you can be a little
Get
wiggle
fucked,
block.
buddy. There's a lot of moons here that I did not get the first time that I'm seeing now. Because I think the first time I was excited and like just, blowing through it.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, oh, cool. There's more stuff to do that I just kind of glossed over.
Ha! Bye.
Ah!
Nice.
Fucking paratroopers. But they're scully paratroopers.
Skull boys.
Skull boys! Ugh.
Nice.
Fucking tanks and shit with fucking top hats.
But yeah, I even got so interested in remembering it that I went and looked up like a playthrough of
Oh my
of
God.
Jumpstart First Grade because I wanted to see the Glot monster again. And see what my reaction was. Of course, it's fucking stupid, you know.
Yeah.
It's not actually scary, but as a kid, I was terrified.
Yeah.
The game looks like shit, but as a kid, you don't have an appreciation for that.
Yeah. It's no problem.
Because you're a fucking baby and you don't know anything.
Not understand the PC games. Ah. Bah.
I didn't have a
bah,
feeling that
bah.
you would have played educational PC games.
Yeah.
Didn't seem like your bag.
It seems like I'm really good at reading and typing. I definitely play
Maybe
a lot of
that's why I'm
educational
so good
PC
at reading
games.
and typing. You're not.
Probably.
Watching Victor type is the cutest thing ever.
Oh, I'm glad it's at least cute and not like you want to run and leave because I'm fucking retarded.
He's
God fucking damn it.
He's not quite as bad as my dad, who literally will sit there with index fingers extended and go pop, pop, pop.
I mean, that's how it was when I was starting out.
But he definitely has to focus, and it's like I think you could do 20 words a minute. It's cute.
I don't know. I could never be a secretary.
Because you definitely don't use all your fingers when you type.
Yeah.
You seem to mostly use like your index
I'm not
and your
sure.
middle.
There's no logic to it. Yeah, it's mostly index in the middle, but then sometimes I'll use other stuff.
I will say you do use your
it's
pinky
confusing.
sometimes, but
Yeah.
like not
I have to
not
find the
ergonomically or
buttons still.
efficiently.
I gotta find what's there.
Yeah, because you do a lot of looking at the keyboard,
Yes.
which is really cute.
I'm glad it's cute. That's the best I could ever hope for in my life. Is at least I can be cute. Just take my worst qualities of being a fucking retard child man, and at least it's cute.
It's pretty funny.
What is this key? Where do I get this key?
Run over it with the tank? Shoot it with the tank?
No, I need a key.
You need the actual key.
You get the actual keys. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know where you would get that from.
There's a sound note. I gotta float around somewhere and find it. Let's look around.
It looks like you maybe should, because they keep giving you the paratroopers.
Stuff under there. Yeah. Am I worried about it?
Are you?
I guess we might as well.
I mean, he's here.
This is the last level, so we might as well make it count. Do.
Yeah, he's here, so fuck it.
Maybe some of these blocks. Oh wait, it's probably up there somewhere. No? Anyways, you got another topic? Talk about
aside from how Victor doesn't know how to type and children's PC games.
Yeah, about how I'm a fucking dumbass retard boy.
Well, we can file that into a different thought that I had, which was Hey!
Whoa, cool.
Found him.
Don't die.
Got him.
Yeah, bitch. Sweet.
Nice. I was thinking about how, at least, well, I guess at work and at school and at life in general, I think you're probably the same way as me, but I tend to be pretty self-depreciating.
Yeah.
Like, when something will happen, even if it's something, like, little, like I forgot to, you know, grab something for a procedure at work or whatever. Like, it's not a big deal. Nobody probably even really cares. But it's just, like, I'll just, you know, jokingly be like, oh, it's okay, because, you know, I'm an idiot. It's fine.
Yeah.
And that led me into the thought of, like, I say that, and, like, sometimes it's, like, I feel like that is true to a certain extent.
Yeah.
And it made me think, like, I don't really consider myself to be a super smart person.
Even though you are.
But, like, it's hard to classify what exactly smart is. I don't think I'm, like, actually stupid, but there are people who are much smarter than me, so it's hard to consider myself a very intelligent person.
But you're looking at, like, a tiny fraction of a percentage of the people in the world. Like, you're probably already in the top 1% of intelligence of people in the world.
I doubt that.
And you're looking up at the top fucking 0.001% and going, those are the smart people. You know, like Conrad makes this point with me sometimes, where, like, I am a total dumbass, and I put myself down a lot saying that I'm fucking retarded. But then, like, when you meet most people in the world, you know, they're way more retarded.
I mean, I agree that there's a big percentage of people who are pretty dumb.
Yeah.
Or at least they lack the motivation to try enough to seem intelligent.
Yeah.
Or to be able to be effective at anything. But I don't know. I still find it a challenge to say that I'm, like, actually smart. I know I'm not as dumb as some people, but it's mostly little things that I find myself forgetting that I'm like, wow, yeah, I'm pretty fucking stupid.
No. See, that's the trick. I think self-depreciating thoughts was one of the biggest problems in the universe on the old show.
Oh,
because
there you
it's
go.
Like, because you're obviously not stupid, for one. And then it's just like, the only one putting you down is yourself. You're just holding yourself to a ridiculously high standard that can't actually be fulfilled by anyone. Because even the smart people are fucking stupid too, you know? Unless they're fucking turbo geniuses.
I guess part of it too is, like, are dumb people even self-aware enough about them being dumb to even consider they aren't smart?
The fact that you are even self-aware shows a level of intelligence that's probably beyond most of the people in the world.
It's just fucking, it's trippy.
It seems like, like, we're used to interacting with people who are smart.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of fucking dumbasses out there.
There are a lot of stupid people in the world. I guess just because the people I work with, a lot of them are really smart and really good at what they do, and so in comparison, I feel like an idiot.
Yeah.
Because they know so much about all this stuff and they can do so much, and I'm just like, I'm here. I can help.
Yeah. I don't know, man. You're obviously not. You're not stupid, Hope. I mean, dude, it means nothing coming from me because I'm biased.
Yeah, you are biased. This is true.
But I'm obviously exactly the same, and you would say the same thing to me in support. You know.
I mean, but that's true.
Like
you
how
are...
I act like a dumbass most of the time, but then
like when someone hears you talk about like cameras or film work, it's very obvious you know what you're doing and you're very competent at it.
And when I get into analysis of things, where it's like, I naturally think of things on a deeper level than most people, you know?
Yeah. You're already considering works on a deeper level than a lot of people take them.
I don't break it out that often because it's not super helpful knowledge.
Well, and most people won't get it.
Mm-hmm.
They won't.
And I'm very good at problem solving, you know?
Yeah.
Like, most people do not have the problem solving skills that I do sometimes, or the mental organization that I have. But then I'm also a fucking idiot dumbass, and I have the listening comprehension of a fucking dog. Like, I'm retarded as shit.
You have,
It's amazing.
Really?
I have to ask people to repeat themselves so much, especially when I'm working, because I don't want to fuck up.
Well,
so,
yeah,
like,
that's just being sure you're doing the right thing.
It's both that I have trouble hearing people and comprehending what they're saying, and also that I second guess myself so immediately that, like, even if I heard something completely accurately, I second guess what I just heard and have to ask again. I second guess myself to a ridiculous fault.
That's just like making sure that you're doing things exactly the way they should be done. That's
but it
not
makes
you're
me feel
an
like
idiot.
a retard because I'm
I can't
just
way.
listen once and get it, you know?
Well,
like I have to keep asking even though nothing changes. Like I heard it right the first time. I'm just so fucking anxious.
But you just want to make sure what you're doing is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Because that happens to me at work all the time where a doctor will be like, I want this much of a drug. I'll go get it and I'll be like, this much of the drug? Okay. And it's like, yeah, I heard you and I knew what you meant.
But
I'm going to make sure.
Clarification. And there's stuff where, like, I know way more about it than I give myself credit for, and then I talk to people about stuff, and I just kind of, like, pretend like I don't know when I do know. Because, like, I put everyone else on a level above me in terms of thinking they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Until I'm proven otherwise.
Until they prove that they can't.
Even though most of the time, like, I know more than anyone what the fuck is going on and what certain things are. Especially when it comes to, like, fucking the technical aspects of cameras and shit, where it's like, no one fucking researches this shit as much as me, and I learn it over and over again. But then, like, it's all so confusing that I'll just, like, let the knowledge go.
But, that's why I think eventually you would be a great professor. You'd be able to teach film students a lot of things that, nobody else would have the thought to tell them.
I feel like I'd be a terrible teacher because I'm... The level at which I think things are important is, like, too high for the students. Or, like, every time I interact with, like, ODU students and, like, all the knowledge I've learned post-college that I think would have been helpful to learn in college is too high level for the people in college. Like, they're starting from ground zero with knowing nothing, and you can't just take someone who knows absolutely nothing and, like, start dumping this high-level knowledge on them.
Well, yeah, you certainly can't jump right into hyper-technical stuff, but, if you have a good groundwork base knowledge, then
I'll probably learn how to do that over time.
Yeah, I think if you can learn to break things down, then
there's
it would
like
be extremely insightful.
Like I had given my camera assistant lecture to David's class before we started the feature, and like I unloaded like a million fucking tips and tricks for being good and trying to like, get to the core of what was good. But what's funny,
anything, they should be taking like really rigorous notes about that because they don't know shit and you clearly know a lot.
But there was a fuckload to take in, and then like I've now talked to like the two guys who have been like the camera interns, and I was just like, how are you guys doing on camera? You've learned a lot, right? And I'm just like, do you understand now where I was coming from when I gave this lecture and just had way too much to rattle off? They're like, yeah. Because you have to learn it by doing it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, without context, none of that knowledge means anything.
I agree on that aspect.
Yeah. There's an unfortunate side of, like, I wish they could have... They should have taught us more in school, but then to an extent, like, none of the knowledge is useful unless you've already been doing it.
Yeah.
Like, you have to have a framework.
There's definitely some things you won't completely understand until you're doing them yourself.
And there's something, you gotta learn the basics. Like, I can't go on about how, like, these certain technical aspects of what a camera can do influence, you know, the way it looks, and that's what you need to be looking out for. If you've never shot anything, you don't need to be worried. You need to worry about the absolute basics of framing and lighting.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to be worrying about the fucking subtle differences when it comes to post-production. Like, that knowledge is just gonna pollute you and think you're not doing good, when, like, it doesn't really mean anything to you at this point.
Right.
Like, if you're making a fucking student film, that stuff, it doesn't matter. You just need to focus on, like, the absolute basics.
Right, exactly.
Because you're not a professional colorist, so you don't need to fucking worry about it. I don't know what I'm on about. Anyways, you're smarter than you're giving yourself credit for. And the more you put yourself down, you're gonna end up doing worse, you know? If you think that you're an idiot, you'll end up being an idiot. That's how self-depreciating thoughts work, because it's like, the more you put yourself down, the more you live up to that. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy or whatever, where it's like, if you treat yourself like you're not intelligent and you're kind of a fuck-up, then you're gonna fuck up, because you're in that mentality. You mean, you can't act like you're perfect all the time.
Yeah.
You gotta give yourself some slack, and not let things be stressful when they happen.
I definitely had to do that at work, because I was, it's definitely a completely different, you know, there's tons of shit there that I don't know how to do because it's emergency medicine, and I had never done any emergency medicine.
But, like,
and I was getting so worried about it that I just had one weekend I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna show up and do what I can do, and if someone's gonna try to teach me to do other stuff, then I'll listen to them, and if not, whatever. It's fine.
It's okay, because you can't know everything without being told, you know? That was kind of the expectation I felt on the other film I worked on, is that they thought I was coming into it, like, knowing how they work, you know?
Yeah.
And I didn't, and I had to ask, and, like, it just made it really fucking hard. And on this one, I'm giving myself more credit, and, like, I don't know how to be a production assistant at all. I've only done camera. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, so I'm gonna ask constantly and make sure I'm doing it right. And I've kind of, you know, it seems like they at least don't have an expectation of me to know what to do before telling me what's going on, because I've never done this before, you know?
Right. Got him.
But you gotta give yourself slack when you go into something new, because it's not your fault you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's your fault if you've done it before, and, like, you should know.
You should, yeah, you should be competent.
Or, like, you know, going into week 2 of this film now, there's a lot of things that I should know to do that if I'm not doing it would be a problem, you know?
Yeah.
Like, there's things we had to learn and keep up on.
Yeah.
Like, making sure we know how long the actors are working, because they're fucking SAG actors, which means you have to do all this complicated shit, and you have to keep, like, paper timesheets and, like, have the exact precise times that they work and don't work. You have to make them sign off on it every day. Like, you have to record their times, and then they have to verify that those times are accurate with their signature.
Right.
And, like, I've learned we can't let them go until they do that, because, like, there are some times where we let people go, and then, like, we didn't know that they needed to do that.
You might want to cut this episode before we go into
yeah, this is the end.
The chapel, because this has been a long episode.
I gotta take a little poop.
And Victor's gotta take a little poop.
Oh shit, one more episode and then we're done. But I think this will be the last episode next time.
Oh hey, a finale, which means it'll be 2 hours long!
I don't have 2 hours, I only have 50 minutes, so it's gonna be 50 minutes long, and we're gonna nail it.
You guys will just get 3 long episodes this week.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And then Mario will be over. Well, I guess we can try to do the challenge place afterwards, but then we can get into Neo!